just again, you're hitting the whole picture of 12 centuries or 1,000 centuries, the unbroken
chain. Mm-hmm.
The heart of the clan, the heart of the tradition,
Mm-hmm.
in 3 sentences.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah, we're
oh
good.
yes. Well, first, the most important is to understand we're talking about the shell here. The vehicle I've borrowed. Very useful and very handy. I'm not only the heir or the ultimate offspring of an ancient prophecy from Hyperborea. I'm something else. I just borrowed that. So let's talk about what's been borrowed about the vehicle. That goes way back to a disaster that stays in our unconscious memory. Everybody remembers of Atlantis. Very few remembers of Hyperborea. They can look up in a dictionary then. It's the North Pole, also known as Greenland. For the people living in Greenland, they call it Kellet Nunat, the country of the Kellet, Celt, the pure. When the North Ridge sank, hence Atlantis, all the Gulf Stream that was going to Greenland to keep it green went into Europe. That was the end of the European Ice Age. That was the beginning of our Ice Age. And then we had to split. Some of us from northern Hyperborea went in Siberia and became all the women, priestesses, warriors that stays in our memory as the Amazons, the Sarmatians, the Scythians. Some of us from the west part of Hyperborea went west, and they created all the ancient civilization pre-Columbian in America, like Tiahuanaco, for instance. And actually our language is very close to Nahuatl, Quetzalcoatl. Atl in my language means the breath of the divine. And the one who were on the east, actually the Tunit, which in my language, Celtic language, Tunit means the Venetic people, the people from Gwynedd, went east and they followed the ice for about 2,000 years. The first land free of ice they could find was southern Brittany, Karnak. And that's where my family has been settling for about 8,000 years. Karnak exists also in Egypt. Al-Karnak is the death valley of the pharaoh. And naturally it exists also in Greenland. American air base of Thule for the Eskimo is Karnak, which means the navel, the center of the earth, the most sacred place of the earth. So we just replicated that system. And my family has been the keepers of this lore, of this megalithic civilization that's 8,000 years old, 9,000 years old, 8,700 for the dolmen of Kermario at Karnak, which means 3,000 years older than Stone Age, for instance. And then the lore, the powers of this ancient Hyperborean civilization passed from mother to daughter and so forth, uninterruptedly for thousands of years. And here I am, the only so-called male, actually more both male and female, androgynous, as the fulfillment of this prophecy that at the end, when a big shift, the major shift, would have to come, there will be someone to help, some form of a midwife in a new rebirth. Here is the roots of my origin.